next, we have our next speaker, Mr. Seshadri Varanasi, Senior Vice President Sales for South Ayvens, to speak on mobility solutions for organizations and employees by Ayvens. Let me tell you all that Mr. Seshadri Varanasi is a strategic business transformation leader with a proven track record of driving innovation, improving product outcomes, and aligning functional requirements with organizational goals. With extensive experience working alongside senior leadership, he has consistently delivered on transformation roadmaps, optimized operational efficiencies, and enhanced customer and market success. He is known for his ability to manage competing priorities and lead the transition of new solution offerings. Mr. Seshadri brings a powerful blend of analytical acumen, problem-solving skills, and a collaborative mindset. His strength lies in simplifying complexity, automating processes, and driving efficiency through insight and ingenuity. Mr. Seshadri thrives in dynamic environments where learning, responsibility, contribution, and recognition go hand in hand, a philosophy he lives by in every role he takes on. A high-energy professional with a passion for making a meaningful impact, he is deeply committed to continuous growth and organizational excellence. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and welcome Mr. Seshadri Varanasi on the stage, everyone.
Okay. Good morning, all. So, well, I'm sure you all are completely energized with the previous talk. Madam did an excellent speech, so she's charged all you up. So, well, yeah, that's it. So, I'll again, so my session also will have, mobiles have to be a bit busy. No more, gone are those days, put your mobile on silent. If it's silent, then we are all silent, then it's gone. So, mobile keeps us, it's the outsourced heart for us, right? It's all there. We are so scared of a message coming, going. I mean, a lot of things happen there. Anyway, that's one part, because I also have a Mentimeter slide, so that's going to come a little later. Well, so warm welcome to all of you. Just a few questions before I could begin my talk. Well, you all know that I'm a mobility partner, so I'm the most important person. Maybe I play a big role for mobility, so the reason why all of you have moved from your respective locations to hotel, this place, right? Or wherever you go, you're out of the office, you're on the wheels, you're out of the home, you're on the wheels, whether you have your car, bus, train, anything. So wheels are the most important part, so mobility is very important. So I try and add maximum value to it, financial value to it. So that's going to be my talk. Well, in this group, so how many of you have heard a company called ALD Automotive? Raise your hands. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, hardly yes. A company called Lease Plan India? Lease Plan, yes. Okay, so hardly anybody. Okay, then before the next question, how many of you all have a company car lease program in your organization? Oh my God, so the number of hands versus the number of hands where knowing our company is very less. So which means I have a lot of homework to do. So anyway, so how many of you all have heard a company called Ayvens India? Okay, 1 or 2. Good, 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 excellent. So for the rest of you, so why did I ask the two company name? Is because ALD Automotive predominantly belonged to a company called Society General Bank. I'm sure you all know Société Bank. It's a French bank. And Lease Plan was our largest competitor. And both the companies got together. We merged ourselves, and we became by far the largest operating lease company in the world. Both the companies together are today about roughly 3.8 million million cars on the global roads. We've leased that many cars. That's the fleet size. In India, both together, became together. I mean, both the companies came together. I'm sorry, and they called it as Avyens India. So Ayvens is a unified name. That's a new name which has come to the integrated company. All right. So Avyens India totally have about 3.8 million cars on global roads. In India, again, both the companies eventually has a total experience of more than 35 years. Each of us were about 19 and 20,000 cars fleet on Indian roads, but today we are by far, again, the largest in India as well. We are about more than 55,000 vehicles on the road and adding roughly about 1,500 vehicles year by year, right? So that's the 15,000 vehicles is what we are adding year by year. So that's what we're going to talk about, right? So before we move on, we have a small video. That was a short. Want to visit again? Want to play it again? Okay. All right. So I think I saw a few hands raising today when I said if you all have a car lease policy in your organization. So the primary reason for anybody would launch a car lease policy is any few answers that I can get from the crowd. If you can just shout the answers out. Tax benefit is primary factor. That's one of the key factors. Today, I say when we have HR, we know it's human resources. That's the abbreviation, the full form for it. But I also call it another name. We call human retention also. So getting is one, retaining them is another big task, right? So all of you agree to it. So what is one of the most exciting thing that you can offer to your employees is the car. Because car is one thing which on a very positive note with a high energy that connects employee, the whole family of the employee to the organization, right? If you launch a car policy and if you have a car, employees taken the car lease policy, there's a lot of financial benefit to it. And then when he drives it home, then he's like driving the positivity of the organization into his home because whole family uses it, right? So he always says, I have a car. So there's a big discussion that happens. None of us know the amount of discussion. Children log into our portal. They decide the car. They decide the color today. So whole family engages when they're shopping on the car because we have a lot of this digital, again, thing where they have to log in at home and I've seen people putting it in their projector and showing that, calculating the lease rentals, showing the cars to their children. You know, a lot of excitement happens. So you see the way the organization is getting into the family on a very emotional note. So that's car lease. That's what is the benefit of car lease, right? So just to give a little more details about our company, I told you we are about roughly 45,500 vehicles, but we are adding more and more year by year. If you see the number of vehicles that we purchase is more than 12,500 vehicles again. So we are a part of Society General and we have more than 13,000 employees in India and more than 5.5 lakh employees across the globe. And we have more than 1,800 companies are a less number, I would say. But put together, the strategic accounts, we have more than 3,000 companies. And if you see across the industry and across the size of the organization, we have more than 6,000 companies enrolled into car lease policy together into it. So we maintain the cars, we insure the cars. It's the whole package that we give. It's just not leasing the car. So if you see that way, the number of tires, that we change because tires are frequently worn out. You measure the car mobility by the number of tires that has been changed. So we do about roughly 25,000 tires a year, right? We have more than 17,000 partners across the country. We have about 350 people working with us, and we have the best in class, one of the most exciting digital apps which will engage the employee to buy a car lease, which is My Ayvens and Salary Plan. We have You Go Digit. We have lots to talk, right? So we are headquartered in Bombay, and we are spread across the country with Delhi, Bombay, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Pune, and Kerala, and going on. So we also have it in Calcutta. So these are the places that Ayvens is present, and we are serving to all our corporates. Well, time for mobile action again. So if you all can just take your mobile and scan this for a minute. Once you're all say, I will give about 1.5 minutes for you all to scan, and then I will move the slide off. Well, digital and IT application, yes, has to be in the first across the industry, irrespective of which industry, which company we come from. But I'm happy to see that the second most important thing after digital comes is the travel. Travel is where we all fall into, right? So I'm sure you all agree to the right order, the right votings that it has got. All right, so when it comes to mobility, giving the car lease options to the organizations, there are two sets of employees that you would generally have. While all of them are eligible for car lease, there is one sector of people who are always on the move, like how if you all give your laptops to all the employees, which is need of the hour, which is a very essential part. So there is, how many of you all in the organization have people on the field all the time, like a sales team, ops team? How many of you all will have, right? So providing mobility on them, trying to make sure they're on the field at all times, embedding a technology where you can map, you can see where them, that's called as geofencing and all these things. So today, most of the organizations who have the people on the field are moving to one part of the thing called tool for trade. So we provide car for the business car lease. So we give you one category of car. Most of you all must have seen this cars, the red color cars, a small car like Swift or Volkswagen, which is branded as Hilti. I'm sure it's a very frequent car which goes on in the market. So we have that Hilti car. So this is a car. We have about close to 1,200 people on the field across India moving in this car with their tool and equipment in it. They go house to house, they go repair, they do all these things in their respective home, they do their business and come back. Right? The whole car has technology in it where they will know where are they going, how many kilometers, where have they really achieved the specific target, and all these things. So all this is embedded in this, and we provide cars to such a sales team or a field team on the road, which is catching up in a big way. Besides this is the employee car lease. Most of you have raised your hand and you have said that there is an employee car lease. There is a tax, more than the tax benefit, I would say it's a tax advantage. The three primary reasons why people choose for car lease is, one, there is no down payment. All that you have to do is sign few papers, send some emails, and your car is booked, right? Second is the convenience. Now, what is the convenience? Convenience is your whole car is funded, accessories is funded, road tax is funded, it's outsourced. We consult starting from the window shopping, which is the best car, which is the best OEM, the dealer, model, which is the most frequently sold car. We share the data, right? That's very important for you. Otherwise, most of you all will not know which is the best car to go in and what is it in it for you. That's one. We also try and share the history of the car, the maintenance history, so you will take a very knowledgeable and a very sound information about it. Second is when it comes to maintenance, when it comes to insurance, when it comes to a relief car, when the car goes for servicing, with a situation where you do not have the car, we will provide an additional car to it. So all this is bundled in the rental, and the whole rental is deducted from your pre-tax salary. So therefore, it is called as tax advantages. It's a tax advantage by going for car lease. So you have the cost taken care of, you have the convenience taken care of. Right? And the third thing is digital application. For all these things, today if we have 45, 50,000 cars, not that we have about 5, 6,000, we don't put in 5, 6,000 people, we put in a lot of digital applications. So we have our respective mobile apps where you click in and then you know what is happening with your car, and if you have to book the car for servicing, you have to book the car for insurance, damage repair, everything goes through the mobile app. So the whole thing is bundled. Both these classes, whether it's an employee car lease or the business car lease, you will definitely have the whole package in it. It's only that you bifurcate between employee car lease, where the employee selects the car as per his eligibility, whatever car he wants to go for. But when it comes to business, you decide, the organization heads, the business heads, the HR heads, you all will decide which is an apt car, cost-wise, feature-wise, size-wise, and then the feasibility-wise, which is the best car, and then you give that many cars to that many field people, just like the Hilti example that I took. Right? So this, more or less, I have spoken about. So what happens to your organization versus for your employees, right? Advice on the mixed fleet, what's the best fleet that we can give, which is the best cars. It's an employee incentive, the best thing. We all talked about it. I mean, we just had a big discussion. You pay for what you use. Leasing, this is the key, this is the USP, this is the punchline. Pay for what you use. Now, how does this work, right? Let's say you all choose for a, let's take a very common car. You all choose for a Toyota Innova, which is the most leased vehicle, or a Honda City. Let's keep this car as roughly about, let's take a Honda City example, which is roughly about 10 lakhs for a quick mathematical example. And you sign a contract saying that you will drive this for about 3 years and 45,000 kilometers, which is an ideal usage pattern. So we will expect that this Honda City, which you have agreed to use it for 3 years and 45, will be sold for 5.5 lakhs at the end of the tenure, right? So that is the expected resale value. So out of this 10 lakhs, how much will I collect from you then? 10 lakhs is the car cost of the vehicle, 5.5 lakhs is the expected resale value. The differential of 4.5 lakhs is what I collect from you over a period of 3 years. This is what is called as pay for what you use, and not for the 100% value of the car. Then what happens at the end of the tenure? You have not paid me the full value of the car. You will ideally in the leasing, you end the lease, you upgrade the car. You don't retain the car. If you had to retain the car, you would go to bank loan, and then the whole thing gets negative. I mean, you fund the whole value of the car, there is no maintenance, there is no insurance. It's exactly opposite to leasing is loaning. So we'll not talk about it. So having used the vehicle for about 3 years and 45, you would return the car back to me, upgrade for another car. So when the car comes back to me, what do I do with the car? I sell it out in the market. The car can sell for about 5.5 lakhs. It can sell for 6.5 lakhs. It can sell for 3.5 lakhs. We don't know. An automobile gets obsolete very quickly with the latest technologies and all coming in. So it's very difficult to predict resale value. So profit or loss in the resale value is something I will take care of. I will not come to you. If it's a loss, I will not come to you. If it's a profit, I will not come to you. So that is called as pay for what you use. For example, a typical Honda City kind of car, including even if you take the hybrid, which is 25 lakhs, the rental all-inclusive maintenance insurance for about 3 years, 40,000-50,000 kilometers would roughly be about 45,000 rupees a month. And the tax deduction, the tax benefit that you have, 30% of that. So the net outflow is, you can calculate it by yourself, 45 minus 30%. That's the net outflow. And you drive a Honda City. See, this is what is our punchline. This is where the leasing comes. It's the biggest benefit that you can go for. Fixed monthly outflow. You may have multiple tire changes, multiple battery change, multiple maintenance, multiple damages. It can happen, right? I mean, you can't say it's 100% foolproof. So irrespective of all those fluctuations in the cost, we have a fixed monthly outflow. My 45,000 will not change. Of course, government changes the taxes, that's a different thing, but otherwise it's a fixed monthly outflow. Single invoice, everything comes to your finance department, just one invoice which they have to deduct and pay. Optimized cost, better expense management, everything is budgeted, amortized, foreseen, so that there is no surprise to your employees or to you. Uninterrupted mobility. So all these things is what for the organization is. You look at the administration that one has to go through if you do not have a car lease, and if you have to launch a car policy for your company without the leasing factor, the whole thing gets consolidated. Now for your employee, so reduced hassles, more cash in hand. Please keep this in mind. It's more cash in hand, safe travel, single point contact. It's like one point of contact for everything. And it's a symbol of success and pride. That's what I said when they drive home a car, which otherwise, like for example, if somebody did this math, they were aspiring, the family was asking for if you could go for an Innova, if you could go for a bigger car. While had he chosen a bank loan with the budgets that he would have had, even achieving a Hyundai Creta would be very difficult. Now, once the car policy got launched, with the budget that he had, he could drive home a Toyota Innova. This came out live. In fact, it was a good, example that we could share. So that really happened. So you drive more per car, right? So it's more than the retention of the car or more than the usability of the car. The kind of car, today people, family like to see how best car they can give for, right? That's one point of time. So I have spoken about this. So we do just not come and sign agreements and start delivering cars. We consult the organization. Should you have an EV policy, which is catching up like wildfire? Most of your organization's parent companies have already moved to the sustainability mobility. They are making sure more than 30% of their fleet is electrified or hybrid. So what is good for you, for this, for your organization, in our country, in the current scenario, is what we will come and talk. We will customize it. We want to make it a 4-year, 3-year lease, combination of it. You want to make it maintenance optional, maintenance, whatever it is, the whole policy, the best in the industry practice, we will bring it to your table and customize it for you. And then I talked about the e-fleet. So how much of your fleet should be EV? How do we do it? Charging facilities, and how is it analyzed? Everything again will come and consult. We're going to have a very consultative approach, just not a typical sales organization that we come, sit, do some slide work and sign off. And then cost effectiveness, we have the GST input credit, which is passed back to you so that our calculations becomes much more effective than ever, right? So we're going to have all these things. And then we've talked about it. It's the largest thing. Again, for your employee, you look at the number of line items that comes into you. So you pay for what you use. It's zero down payment. Cost effective. You drive bigger car for less, which is very important. Let me compare it this way. If somebody had to drive a Fortuner in a bank loan, for the same EMI, he would drive an Audi Q3 through a leasing. This is the jump. This is the difference, I would say. Why? Because of we give you the benefit of the resale value upfront, day zero. There is a resale value, right? You sell the car after the loan is done. So you will have to pay a high EMI, wait for that much time, and then trying to get the cash back. Now, if somebody says, I'm going to give you upfront, you pay the lower rental, and see if you can drive a better car. That's where leasing comes into picture. So I've explained about this. How does it work? So I'm going to skip this slide. These are the benefits of leasing. I've talked about this as well. So when we talk about benefits on the fleet management, now we also include maintenance and insurance. Now this is our very, very important factor. Okay, the first year everybody says hardly any maintenance, it's just 1 or 2 services. But as you progress, cars will start demanding much more maintenance. You have a major service, you have a set of tires to be changed, which is, I'm talking about the scheduled repair, you have a battery conk-off. So all this is going to come to a surprise cost, right? A set of tires today for a Honda City will cost about 45,000-50,000 rupees or even more. Or a battery will cost about 15,000 rupees. And a major service will go up to at least 15,000 rupees, changing all the filters. So besides this, the unexpected repair, suddenly you have a tire wear out, there's a rat bite, whatnot. I mean, that imagination can go on. Irrespective of all the surprises, my monthly rental is the same. Those things are taken care by me. All that you have to do is go into the app, log into your service request, and the driver comes, picks up the car, he serves it, and then he comes it back. No payment from your side whatsoever. Unless you're out of the region, go to a remote location down in Kerala or down in Shimla, we may ask you to pay and then reimburse it for you immediately. But then, we are here to serve you. Everything gets consolidated. This is about the maintenance. About the insurance, there's much, much bigger value. Now, generally, insurance is a very gray area. We all know. You don't know what to buy, what's included, what excluded. The list is long. You don't understand the terminology. People simply go by the number which is on the Google app, and then they go for it. How many of you all know that, I come from Bangalore, so I'll take the best of the Bangalore example. So insurance is sold mostly without earthquake and floods. Why? Because Bangalore doesn't have a history of such a big earthquake. Bangalore doesn't have a history of floods. We're nowhere near a river or a water. We are elevated, right? So what happens is, so these two are default eliminated. But none of them knew that if a tree falls on the car, this happened just last year, a tree falls on the car, it comes under floods or earthquake, and the insurance is a reject. Now, Bangalore, there is no beach, so definitely there is no reverse water, so it doesn't get flood. People do away from something called hydrostatic lock. Now, that's a very important factor, because the entire ECU on the car is submerged down below, and then the car goes in the water, and when it's cranked, there is a hydrostatic lock. The whole engine is gone. Now, people do away with this. So we don't know. See, there are so many ifs and buts which is there in the insurance. So we don't allow any one of these choices. Insurance is managed by us across India, across the fleet, across the organizations. One size fit all. We have top of the line insurance, right? We do that. Now, other big USP of insurance is we don't buy a zero dep or a depreciation and make sure everything is covered with us. We buy a standard, simple, comprehensive insurance. Let's say if a damage repair bill is about a lakh of rupees for a car, and then insurance allows only about 65,000. The remaining 35,000 is paid by Ayvens India. If it's 10,000, insurance allows 6,500 or whatever, then remaining 3,500 is paid by us. If it's 15,000, I mean, whatever the garage repair bill is, minus the insurance approved amount, irrespective of the bill amount, Ayvens India pays for the differential amount. This is the beauty of this. So most of our 45,000 employees, whenever they even have a small scratch, they make sure it is repaired by Ayvens. Now, had this been a bank loan on your own insurance, people manage with the damage. They don't try to get it repaired because, yeah, it's going to cost them a lot, right? A small dent on the headlight, will have to change the headlight. Headlight mostly is not paid by the insurance, it's mostly plastic part, so you'll only get a very small amount. The remaining huge amount is gone by the pocket. It's a surprise cost. So that is not here with us. So this is beauty of having a fleet management services in the car lease. So look at the benefits. If you sit down and talk, I can go for a day time. So last but one slide. So what happens is earlier when we launched the car lease policy about 5-10 years ago, the vehicles would get registered in the name of the organization. And you would love to launch car lease policy to the whole organization. And at the same time, your legal and to an extent HR would raise their hand and say, if you're giving it to so many people, your offtake will be at least a couple of hundreds in a couple of years. And the cars are going all across India. You don't know what is going to happen to whom and what kind of legal challenge comes to our organization. So this was a big problem. So the organization signed up and they gave it only to the cream of the people, as many less cars as possible, so only VP or MD or some of these to get. So we solved this problem by bringing in a concept called You-Go. You-Go is wherever you go, you can take your car and go. So what does this mean? We register the vehicle in the name of the employee. The vehicle gets registered in the name of the employee. The financing billing goes to the organization. The lessee company is you, the lessor company is Ayvens, and the registered owner is the employee and his residential address. So whatever legal hassles that happens, organization will not even know. It just goes to the employee's house. This is allowed, by the way, in the law. So therefore, he gets into the legal hassles. He solves it for the organization. Organization will not even know, and then the life will go on. Right? So further to this, another big problem that we solved. So this moved away the legal issue, the legal responsibility, or the legal liabilities that you would have when moved away to the employee. Now, the next bit remained was the financial liability. The most commonly heard question, or the question which blocked the car lease policy potentially, was what happens if an employee absconds along with the car? What happens if an employee goes away leaving the car? There is a surprise cost to the organization. How do we move this away? We developed this You-Go product to another thing called You-Go Connect. Now this product, what we do a credit check individually across the employees, whoever is applying for the car lease, provided the credit norms, just like any other banking norms, last minute. So if the credit norms are fit, we would give him the car, and in any of the scenarios where employee goes away with the car or whatever it is, the financial liability will not be given to the organization. So in a way, all that your job is to receive an invoice from me, pay it back to me after deducting the employee's salary. Rest all the liabilities, one is moved away to the employee, another is moved away back to us. So you are completely indemnified from the financial liabilities. Of course, what's very important is you will have to inform us when there is a situation. As early as possible, on a timely basis you inform, and we make sure the financial liabilities are not with you. Now, how many of you like this product? When we say the organization will not have the legal liabilities, not the financial liabilities, and you can have a car lease policy. How many of you all think this is a big benefit? Yeah, wow, excellent. See, this is the benefits that we get to your table, right? Yeah, why Ayvens? I think I've answered this last 20 minutes, 20, 30 minutes until the bell rang, right? So we have a lot of solutions, a lot of answers to your problems. So we are here. We start from vehicle shopping till the vehicle is returned. Every step of it is where we are. I told you enough of it. These are the top clients, which is very important for you. This will give you a lot of confidence, are with us. since more than a decade, sole supply, right, across both the companies. So we are proud to say that these are the people who are with us since almost the inception of our company, right? In the interest of time, I'm moving out. Yeah. So we have this car presented. So they have partnered with us for this event. Of course, we lease any cars, but only for this event they have partnered with us. They've helped us to be here. So the cars are parked outside, and maybe after this, want to take them. Yeah, when you have a tea coffee break, you can take a look at the car. So we also have goodies for all those people who visit and also who signs the agreement today itself. And just on a lighter note. All right, so these are the cars, and that's it. So we have Pavni Taluri, my colleague here. Please raise your hand, Pavni. So she's based out of Hyderabad. Maybe she will call you in future for appointments. Please do, give us time to customize discussion on your table. We can move ahead on this. Thank you all.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.